Welcome to Pinghala's ISCS B2B demo. My name is Medha Vash and I am a certified ISCS consultant working with Pinghala. In this video, we will showcase the solution to process Swift messages, first using the inbuilt IICSDT library and then the custom data processor built using Developer. We will also look into the partner setup using the B2B gateway. In this demo, we will show the conversion of CSV to XML to Swift for MT940 message. Before moving forward, we will look what SWIFT messages are. SWIFT stands for Society for Worldwide Interbank Financial Telecommunication. It is basically a vast messaging system used by financial institutions to send and receive information. It is an accurate, quick, and secure mode of messaging system. For example, MT940 provides info about the account transaction. IICS provides us inbuilt repository of all Swift parsers and serializers which we can leverage in our mapping. Here we can see the list of MT940 parsers and serializers provided by IICS. We can also make custom changes in the serializer and parsers by importing it into developer and making the changes, and then we can export the mapping as a maplet which we can use in IICS. Moving forward, let's look at IICS B2B gateway and what it provides. So it provides us a dashboard where we can see all the information about the event status, message types, partners, events per partner, etc. It gives us an overview of all the partners and the events that is present. Further, we can see the status of a particular event in the events monitor and can see the mappings associated with it in the job monitor. Let's look at how we set up the partner. So we can create a customer or supplier based on our requirement and then provide the basic details like the name and the customer number, and we can also specify the file type. In the processing tab, we provide the backend mapping which runs first when the flow is triggered and then the outbound mapping runs. In our demo, we are converting CSV to XML to Swift. The backend mapping is the one which converts the CSV into XML to Swift and stores the file in B2B document store. And then the outbound mapping is triggered, which moves the file to the target location as specified in the details above. Now let's look at the outbound flow. So here we are converting the CSV to XML to Swift. So first of all, the source CSV file is converted to XML using a hierarchy builder, and then the XML is converted to Swift using data services transformation. Now let's start with the demo. So firstly, let's look at the input file that we are going to use for this demo. So that is stored at the input location. So this is a MT940 outbound sample file, which has header and line item fields. Now let's trigger the outbound flow. So this is the partner that we have set up for the Swift message types. Now we are going to trigger the outbound flow. So it will first trigger the mapping, the backend mapping, which converts CSV to XML to Swift. So we can check that in monitor. So this mapping has been triggered. So it will convert CSV to XML and save it at the target location. And then XML will be converted to Swift using a data services that will be saved at the document store. We can check the target folder in the meantime. Yeah, we can see that the status is success. So the XML file must have been created at this location. Yeah, so we can see the last modified date is time is 13:55. So this is the XML file that has been generated from the CSV. Now another mapping will be triggered, which will basically move the Swift file from the document store to the target location. So we can see that it has been triggered and the mapping is running. So in the meantime, I can show how we can do the same thing using the developer. So in case we want to make any changes in the data service, so here we can see that we have directly used the data services transformation. Yeah, so we have directly used the data services here. But in case we want to make any custom changes in the data services, we can download the data services from the IICS repository and then import it in developer. So here you can see that I have imported this data service in the developer, and here we can make changes. So if we want to make any changes, we can work on it here. We can edit the serializer. Yep. And then we can create a mapping using this serializer and export it as a maplet, which we again import in the ISCS. So here we have imported this maplet as maplet MT940 XML to Swift, and we have used this maplet in the mapping instead of the data services. So here we have used the maplet instead of the data services. So this helps us to customize the serializers and parsers based on our requirements. Let's see if, yeah, so this mapping has run successfully, and we must have a output file. So this is the output file which we have. And we can create a similar file using the maplet also. So if I run the mapping task, so this mapping task has the maplet. So if I run this mapping task, in the meantime, we can also see the events tab in the B2B gateway. So here you can see this is the outbound file that has been created, and this was the customer which was triggered, and the status was completed. You can also see the dashboard here that the complete task is 2. 3 events have been triggered for this partner. Yeah, so this has also run successfully, and this must have created another file, put file which has been created. So this is exactly the same as it was created using the data services transformation. So this is exactly the same as has been created using the data services transformation. If we want any changes, we can do it in the developer. Thank you. That was all from my side. In case of any feedback, you can reach out to us at the following email IDs.